Hello, it's Holly Holiday, president of Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote, and you know what time it is. We're back for another Conversations with Black Women and Tiny Mics. I am here today with the Kimberly Jeffries Leonard. As you can see, we are representing Alpha Kappa Alpha today, and I got 3 questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
I assume with all of this vote or more stuff that you will be voting
Absolutely.
in this year's election, November 5th. Why? Why are you voting?
Well, I vote for a lot of reasons, Sora Holly. First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this, and thank you for all you do to ensure that we are able to keep our voices lifted. But I vote for a lot of reasons. I vote because at one point in my grandmother's life, who died at 109, she didn't have the right to vote. And there were way too many people who fought and died to give us the right to vote.
Wow.
We have to honor that legacy. We have to honor our ancestors because they did that for a reason. They did that so that our voices could be heard and so that we could stand up for the democracy that we have worked to build.
That's right.
Because this democracy was built on our people's backs.
Yes,
and
yes.
so we need to ensure that our people have a voice in keeping this a democracy.
Oh my
so
goodness.
That is one of the reasons why I vote. And when I stood beside John Lewis at Arlington's legislative luncheon that year, and he said that democracy is on the line and we have to fight to make sure this little piece of landscape stays ours, I didn't need any more conversation. I knew that I had to vote in every single election.
Oh my goodness.
Because of what came before to ensure that we could do that.
Oh Lord. And to have John Lewis as part of that story, oh my God, that's so powerful.
It was one of the highlights of my life.
Wow.
To be able to stand beside him, give him an award. He gave us a citation. I actually had the chance to sit with him in his office and talk, and I looked at the pictures of him on the Pettus Bridge, and I said, you were so young at that point. What did you feel? What drove you? And he said it was just something we had to do.
Right.
And to be able to stand with him and talk to him and hear his stories and hear him inspire us, how do you let that down?
Oh my God, I love that. So, despite our very strong commitment to voting, we know there are people out there who either haven't decided whether or not they're going to vote or have said we're absolutely not voting. Maybe you know one or two of them.
I do.
What is your message to them?
My message to them is pretty much what I just said. We don't have the luxury of sitting out any election. One of the things that we always have to look at when it's time to vote is what we're voting for and what not voting will mean to us. And a non-vote is a vote for something else.
All right.
And so when I hear people say they're not decided about whether they're going to vote or they're sitting this out, I said, do you know how many people fought and died and shed their blood so that you have the option? How do you let that down? This is your legacy. This is your right. And I'm not going to ever say I don't care who you vote for, because I do care who you vote for. But I also care that you exercise that right to vote. We all have differences of opinions. We all are not monolithic, but we all know that people who look like us at one time or another did not have that right.
Exactly.
And I tell people all the time, you have to vote so that the right is not taken away.
All
and
right.
you can look and see what is happening in this country. It is systematically being dismantled.
All right.
And
We're gonna
voting,
go ahead. And voting?
and voting is the only way that we can keep that from happening. And so that's what I tell people when they say they don't want to vote or they're undecided or they're going to sit this out.
Absolutely. So last question, and this is for the ancestors since you done invoked them. What would your grandmother say about this moment? Because yes, we do have some folks who are still on the fence about voting, but we have so many more who are, and so much joy in this election. What would your grandmother say about this moment?
You know, you're going to make me tear up a little bit. When you think about somebody who died at 109, you know she has lived through so much. And I think for her to be able to see not just a woman on the ballot running for president, because she saw Shirley Chisholm, and we celebrated that. But I think if she was able to see Kamala Harris at this time, I don't think she would have been able to believe from where she came to where we are. And the excitement and the joy that is around her candidacy from all walks of life, from all demographics, from all colors. I think she would be marveling at the fact that we have come this far on the backs of people like her to be able to allow Kamala to do this and for people to be able to see how important her candidacy is. I think she would be marveling at this point.
I love this. Listen, you can't say more than that. This has been Holly Holiday and Kimberly Jeffries Leonard, and this has been Black Women, Tiny Mics.